without Caitlin Clark, I don't think that it would have been as hype with just an Angel Reese. And I'm not saying...
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is this the financial part?
This might be the financial part.
I don't know if I've ever told this story publicly. So,
ooh,
hot take.
Hot take.
Okay, so without the strength of a single mother, I would not be where I am.
Here we go.
Money, making crap for money.
What's up, guys? This is Brianna Moria, host of the Conversations Unearthed podcast, where y'all come for me, but you stay for the guests. Y'all already know the guests keep getting bigger and bigger and better and better. And today we have no other than Miss Autumn Childress. Yeah, we got the claps. So I'm gonna do a quick little introduction, even though she needs no introduction. Today we are excited to welcome Miss Autumn Childress, a talented, dynamic news anchor and reporter who joined 8 News as a morning reporter in May of 2020, right during COVID. Richmond locals might know her well, as she grew up in the area and attended Midlothian High School before going on to Longwood University, who she has told me is having their first homecoming this weekend. Sheesh, y'all. She ready to turn up. She earned a degree in communication. Where she earned a degree in communication studies. Not only was Autumn an academic standout, but she was also a D1 basketball star, setting the school record for the most double-doubles in a single season. Go Lancers. Before returning to her Richmond roots, Autumn spent 2 years as a multimedia journalist and fill-in anchor at WHSV in Harrisonburg, Virginia. Stop me when I'm wrong. Am I wrong about any of this? I'm not wrong about any of this. Okay, turn up. Autumn, excuse me. Shout out to the allergy season. Autumn brings an informed and compassionate perspective to local news coverage. We are thrilled to dive into her journey and hear more about her experiences as a rising voice in broadcast journalism.
Wow.
Autumn.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you for coming.
Thank you for coming.
Listen.
Like, look at this. This is beautiful. And your story is one that is so amazing. It literally describes what we can do when generational wealth and generational relationships, generational connections become one. Because if I'm not mistaken, your mom did what you did at the same news station for 17 years?
For 17 years.
Almost 2 decades. I saw the interview. Lord, I'm working on my emotions with my life coach, so I'm getting a little choked up. But I saw you as a baby when she brought you to the news station. It was you, and do you have a brother?
I'm my mom's only child.
You're your mom's only child. Okay, It was 2 kids that I saw, but you were one of them. Your mom was holding you as a baby on the exact news station that you're on right now.
That's amazing.
Thank you.
Like, that's really amazing.
Thank you.
That's crazy.
Every time I hear that spoken back to me, it's like it's the first time that I've ever heard that.
That's powerful. That means it's very powerful.
How does that make you feel? Like, what?
I'm not sure that in the 4 years that I've been at Channel 8 that I've been able to put it into words how that feels. But it's an honor, truly, to be able to wake up every morning with the city that literally raised me and that gave my mom a chance so that she had an opportunity to give me a chance. Even in a space where she didn't know that 27 years later, this would be our reality.
Talk about having big shoes to fill. Like, you're literally walking in her legacy. Like, it's both of y'all's legacy now. So when you saw her doing that, is that something that like sparked your interest in journalism?
No, because my mother did this for so long. I said, I do not want to be on TV.
So how did we get here?
How did we
Hold
get
on, you
here?
have to tell us the story.
I'll tell you the story.
Absolutely.
So my mom raised me as a single mom.
Okay.
And
Shout out to single moms.
Shout out to single moms.
Shout out to them, because without the strength of a single mother, I would not be where I am. So my mom raised me as a single mom. She was on the same shift that I am now. Wow. She had to be to work every morning at 3 a.m. And so imagine going through a divorce and raising a 2-year-old and having to be the face of the city every morning, smiling like nothing's going on at 3 a.m. You can imagine how tough that is.
That's tough for me right now to even think about waking up at 3 a.m. with a 2-year-old and going through a divorce, baby. I don't know.
And so we have this story where it sounds cute now, where she would take me to work with her and I would sit under the desk, and I knew as long as the red on-air light was on, I couldn't speak. But that was because the babysitter at 2 a.m. didn't answer the door. So she had no choice but to bring me to work. What? So it's cute now, 27 years later, but in the moment, that was not what she wanted to necessarily have to be doing.
I mean, I'm thinking about like when my mom was a receptionist for like VCU for, I forgot what his name was. It's one of the buildings named after him. His executive assistant, and I used to be under the desk. If I talked, okay, it really didn't matter.
Didn't matter, yeah.
But if you talked or whined or like was hungry or needed to be changed or something like that,
the entire broadcast is thrown off, like completely
Imagine
gone.
that, right? You're talking about a fire and it's mommy. Imagine that. Yeah. And so that's how I was raised, and seeing how hard it was for my mom, I was like, it's no way that I could do this, right? Like, it's no way that I could do this. And then I got to college and I was undecided, undeclared in my major, and I took a communications class, a public speaking class, and my professor said, you know what you'd be good at? And I said, oh, Lord.
Don't say it. Listen, hold on.
Oh, Lord, don't say it. He said, you'd be really great at public speaking. Have you ever thought about communication studies? And I said, yeah, I've thought about it my whole life. And he said, well, just take a few classes and see how you like it. And so I did, and I fell in love with it. And so it was as if God was saying, you really ain't got no choice.
Yeah.
We've been working on this your plan. Destiny.
Okay.
You got to just follow it.
We've been working on this plan for 20 some years. This is what you're called to do.
And Autumn, you're 27 years old. For when I was reading up on you earlier, and I was like, these babies, like these people are so young, and so successful. How in the world did you even get this spot? Because I know we had an interview with Lily Chanel, and she said that how she got on the radio was because her mom knew Sir RJ. And Sir RJ brought her into the studio and was like, hey, come. And she would do her homework. So like literally, again, a story of like generational wealth, generational networking. Was this something that was kind of like set up by your mom?
Not
really.
At all. Not at all. So my mom had been out of the industry for, I want to say 15 years by the time that I was even thinking about it. And so she had connections, but it wasn't like she could make a call to Channel 8 and it was just a shoo-in at all. In 2020, right in the pandemic, I was panicking up in Harrisonburg because everyone was going on hiring freezes and I was at the end of my contract. I was like, oh no, if I don't sign something, I have to stay up in these mountains for 2 more years. And I don't want to do that. Especially not at the beginning of the pandemic where everything was so uncertain. I really wanted to come home. And so I remember, I don't know if I've ever told this story publicly. So
hot take.
Okay, so one of my friends from Channel 12 called me and said, just come shadow me for a day, and I'll put you in front of my news director. And I was thinking, okay, great. And so
we're taking every opportunity. Okay? We're taking every shot. Listen.
I was like, okay. And so Channel 12 is our sister station of my station in Harrisonburg. So in news, essentially, it's good to stay in the company. And so I wanted to go to Channel 12 to get back to Richmond. So I went to Channel 12 that day. I shadowed her all day. The news director called me in. He looked at my tape, my reel. He said, you are good enough to get to Richmond. And that's it. And I was like, you got a job or what's going on? Nothing ever happened. So I went to Master Control to watch the show. And as I was watching the show at Channel 12, I got a call from a number that I knew very well, 804-330-88,000. And I was like,
that's Channel 8.
I used to call that number when I got off from school every morning because I had to call my mom at that number, right? I was like, I know this number. I was like, I probably shouldn't answer it because Channel 12 is on air. And then something in my spirit just said, answer the phone. So I answered the call. I'm whispering because I'm during the show at Channel 12. Okay? So I answer, I'm like, hello? And it's the news director at Channel 8. He said, I saw your reel. I have a job opening for a morning reporter position. I'm hiring immediately. The next time you're in Richmond, because I know you're in Harrisonburg, so the next time you're in Richmond, can you come in for an interview? I said, oh, I'm in Richmond right now. He said, oh, when can you come in? I said, I can be there in 15 minutes.
I'm actually I'm
coming. My shoes are getting put on. Just let me take my bonnet off. I'm ready right now.
No, she was on Channel 12.
I was at Channel 12.
You did say you were at...
Yeah.
Wow.
I am sitting in Channel 12's newsroom when I get a call from Channel 8.
Yeah.
And I went to the interview straight down Midlothian Turnpike. Did my interview, and he offered me the job on the spot.
Wow.
That's God.
Okay.
That's God.
Okay.
And I'm just sitting here because, like I say to everybody I meet, everything is divine. I don't think anything happens by mistake. This couch is divine. This room is divine. Everybody who comes here has a story like that. And that's not a story that you can tell without knowing God. Like, and it's also not a story that you can take, because I believe that, what is it that I always say? When opportunity meets preparation, that is when your purpose comes out. You had the preparation. Here come the opportunity. The rest is history.
Yeah.
4 years later, we got Autumn Childress, and we got Gayle King taking pictures of Autumn Childress, and we got Autumn Childress chilling with Oprah, and I'm like, wait a minute.
Listen, if it's not God, then who?
Then who?
Because I
can't explain it any other way.
It can't.
No.
Because sometimes I look at my own Instagram and I'm like, how did this happen? How did this happen? Nothing but God. And
I heard a lot of perseverance in that story too, because what people usually don't mention is the triumphs and tribulations. Because if I'm just hearing this story and I'm like a kid and I'm watching and I'm like, I want to do what she doing, and you think the road is going to be smooth. Can you talk to me about some of the challenges that you had getting to this road?
Wow. So many. I mean, just being a reporter 2 weeks out of graduation, living by myself for the first time, making $27,000 a year. How do you make that shake?
Wait a minute. Hold on.
Wait a minute.
Yeah.
Is this the financial part?
This might be the financial part, because that's the thing that we don't talk about. And I love that you brought it up, is because right out of college, everybody thinks, oh, I'm about to be making at least close to six figures. Yeah. That is not real. That is not a truth. It just doesn't happen. It's not realistic. Yeah. So talk more about that.
Yeah. So I was making $27,500 a year in Harrisonburg, 2 weeks out of graduation, still living in student housing. Okay. And that was the trial, right? Yeah. Because you have to still look your best. You have to still be your best. You have to still dress your best. Yeah. And I think there's this big misconception that we walk into a studio with a hairstylist and a makeup artist and a closet full of dresses.
I thought that. That's not true?
Not true. Not true at all.
And it's still probably not true right now. Right now, it's probably not true at all. She comes out of pocket for all this. Okay. Yeah. And
so how do you make that work when you know that Harrisonburg isn't your end goal, and you know that you need to upkeep a certain reputation? Yes. But I also need to pay rent and eat. And so that was the biggest thing. Like, how do I manage my money? How do I make this work? Because I know that Harrisonburg is not where I want to be for the long run. So that was certainly one of the biggest ones. But I think, being in Richmond, the heaviness of the story sometimes can really be tough. I don't know how long you guys have been in the city, but
I've been here forever.
Yeah. I've been here for 17 years now.
Okay. So, the news is not always a happy place. And so keeping your spirit in check while you're trying to tell the heavy stories of the city, that is certainly something that is not.
And then you were doing this during 2020. So this is when COVID hit, and this is when Black Lives Matter hit, and this is when George Floyd passed. Ooh,
and the riots.
And the riots.
We had a bunch happening right here in Richmond as well. All of that.
What a time to be home. What a time to be home, because I started in May, and I believe those protests started in June, July. And so I was a baby reporter, and, my bosses sent me right out to the riots. We watched all of those Confederate statues come down one by one.
But such an impactful time.
But watching history unfold in my city and having the honor to tell that story, I don't think that's something that can be overstated at all.
Oh, wow. Yeah. That's crazy. And I'm thinking too, your mom, single mom, raised you, you went to Longwood. I'm wondering, why couldn't you just come home? And like
from the beginning.
Yeah.
Okay, so how news works, it works in market sizes.
Okay.
So there are about 270 news markets in general.
Okay.
Number 270 is like some random city in like Wisconsin.
Cape Girardeau, Missouri.
Yeah. Right. And so Harrisonburg is market 187 around that. So that's typically right out of college. You got to go to a low market. That's how you just learn how to become a journalist. You can mess up on air. You can fumble through a live shot and ain't nobody ask you too
That's
many
where we get
questions.
all the bloopers.
That's where you get the bloopers.
Okay, love the bloopers.
Kinks out.
We gotta find some of your bloopers. Ooh.
There is one blooper, and that's all I'm gonna say. There is one blooper, a real blooper, and that's all I'm gonna say.
Okay,
good luck.
Okay, good luck.
And so, how it works essentially is you move up, and so Richmond is a mid-sized market. So I had to go to a lower market first before I could just jump to Richmond. Richmond is around market 55 or so.
Okay, that's not bad. Okay, shout out to Richmond.
Right, yeah.
Okay.
So I jumped from 187 to 55. So that was over a 100 market jump. So I couldn't just come straight from Longwood because I would be a baby on air.
Yeah. That's crazy. You know, I feel like at this point, this is telling me that God does not, what am I trying to say? He doesn't call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And when I'm looking at your
repeat that one more time.
Bars. When I say bars,
That's a bar.
That was
God
good.
does not call the qualified, he qualifies the called. And I'm seeing a scripture in your bio, Romans 8:28. Tell me what that means.
Wow. And we know that all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. And so, okay, God, I hear you. We know that if God has called you to do something, we know that it's all going to work out for our good. And so that's powerful that you just said that, because it's been a trying couple of months for me. Won't get too deep into it. But it's just been a trying couple of months, right? And so I find myself often on air, sometimes questioning God, what are you doing? What are you doing? Like, what are you doing? Because sometimes it can be really hard to be on all the time when you're dealing with other stuff. And so I find myself saying, God, what are you doing? Why are you, why are other things happening when I still have to do all of this? But that scripture, we know that all things work together for our good. And I know that he's called me to do this. No doubt about it in my mind that he's called me to do this. And so I know, even in those trying times and when I'm questioning, that it will still work out for my good.
How do you find time to just take time to yourself, like in those moments? Do you ever find some time? Is there like moments?
She's like, when I sleep.
I was about to say.
And do I ever sleep?
Yeah. My friends, shout out to my friends and my family
friends.
who literally sometimes tell me, you gotta turn it off. You have to turn it off. And for me, I'm like, if I turn it off, I'm going to miss something. But I'm like, if I don't turn it off, what I'm going to miss is life.
Yes.
I'm going to end up just missing life.
Yes.
And so, I just have to sometimes get off social media, turn off CNN, turn off the competition.
Well, listen.
It will still be there when I come back.
I've been a personal story. I've been away from CNN since the election a few years ago. I had to cut it off. I literally just don't watch it anymore. I can't. I can't. So I get it. No, it's real.
It's heavy. And it's funny because during this election cycle, we talked to so many therapists about the anxiety and the stress that people are feeling. And the number one thing they said was, turn off the news. And all the news people looking around like, so what do we do?
How do I catch my story?
We can't turn the news off.
Yeah.
But you do have to be intentional about getting some time for yourself.
I
love it.
And I too, like, we were watching something, I think we were watching the election. We had like an election party or whatever. And it was a lady on there. I mean, because this election was going for hours. They were taking so long to count the ballots. And this lady was up there like, I mean, one eye half closed. You could tell somebody was in her ear like, look, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes, 5 more minutes. For one, I got two questions. For one, has that ever happened to you? Because I have my selfish questions on here. And then I'm also wondering too, like, because they say the news is there for ratings. It's there to be watched. So people pay more attention when there's tragedy. So is it like a marketing type of play to put more tragedy, or is the world just really that bad? Like,
that's a very good question.
Okay.
I'll answer your second question.
Okay.
There's a saying in news, if it bleeds, it leads. But we don't go out
I
and
hate that. I know it's true. We love a good, love a good crazy storyline, like a good tragedy.
Okay.
Eat them up.
But here's the thing. We don't go looking for that. Right. If it comes to us, we have an obligation to tell the story.
Yeah.
And we're just going to put that story first.
I got you.
And so ratings and things show that people pay more attention at the top of the hour. Okay. And so, the most tragic stories happen at the top of the hour. That's just
the top of the hour, meaning your segment.
Right at 6.
Right at 6.
Right at 6.
a.m.?
Right at 7. Any hour.
Any hour. Just like they tell you with like content, like make sure you cook them first, because you got to get them in that first few seconds. Exactly. The same thing.
I got you.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Okay. And then the first question. Have you ever been so tired on air? Because I don't ever see you with a microphone or like a headphone in your ear. But like, is somebody in the background saying, look, if I see you drifting off a little bit, just make it look. If you can't do 5, do 2 more. Like, has that ever happened?
No, I don't think so. So we always have an IFB in. But I think for, how news works, basically, when you're on, right? So once we do our hair and our makeup and we hear that 10, 9, 8, 7, 6 countdown, it's like something switches on us. And it doesn't matter how tired we are.
I got you.
We just turn it on.
Yeah.
Election night this week, I stayed up all night watching those elections come in. And still had to be to work at 4 the next morning. And so
did you sleep that night?
No.
Oh my gosh.
I would close my eyes, but then I would turn it right back on. Like, I have to know.
What? Red Bull did we have a Red Bull in it, or
we had
just
some coffee?
Okay,
coffee around 3 a.m.
Coffee. Wow.
It's an adrenaline rush because when you see lights and cameras and stuff, you can't really be sleepy, right? Like, it's too many lights.
And I don't ever see you look sleepy.
No. Were you afraid of the lights the first time?
No.
Okay.
I think that's what prepared me because I had seen all of that growing up. So it wasn't like a shock when I walked into a studio and saw lights and cameras. I can only think of a few times where I've been like nervous on air, really.
Was it today?
It was not today.
Okay, I was just like,
I was sleepy today, but I'm good now. Thank y'all.
I mean, when we first started talking about you coming on, I was so excited because I was like, I watch her on TV. Like, I literally.
Well, thank you for watching.
Yes,
Tell
for
your
sure.
friends to watch.
I will. Okay. I mean, because it's the 8 Richmond. And I learned about syndication now. Don't think I'm ignorant. But
I saw that with Lily.
I just learned about a syndication. Y'all syndicated?
No, we are not a syndicated show. We're hyper local.
Okay.
Right.
Hyper local. That's
Child,
how
I don't
I'm
even
trying to
keep up. But
I'm trying to be hyper local.
You want to be hyper local?
I'm trying to be hyper local.
Okay. You can get there.
Yeah,
it's a way.
You think so?
You are hyper local right now.
Yeah, a little bit. We got a little traction going on. We lit.
Yeah.
And we talked a little bit about school. Let's talk about this basketball.
Okay.
Because D1, for one, what was that award you got? The double doubles?
Yeah.
The double doubles. She does not know anything sports. So whatever you're about to say, she doesn't know anything sports.
Nothing. You know nothing about basketball. Okay, do you know what
she
a
just knows
double-double
there's a ball.
You know what a double double is?
No, she's about to go Google it. No.
Okay. A double double is when you get double. Y'all hear the keyboard typing? She is literally Googling it.
Wait.
A double double is when you get double digits in two different
statistical categories in a single game. Yeah.
Okay, so that could mean. Right. What else would double double mean?
You can get triple doubles.
You can get triple doubles.
I'm just. We're just trying to educate you.
Okay.
I love this.
Okay, finish your response. She saw it all.
Okay, so a double-double, my double-doubles were in points and rebounds.
Gotcha.
And so I broke the single season record for the most double-doubles in a single season. I don't even remember the record. I think
so you was playing
13.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow, and to do that D1 is great. Or do you still hold the record?
I don't hold the record anymore.
Okay.
No.
Okay. It's okay.
But I did for
somebody has to be the first.
Yeah.
Somebody has to.
And the girl who had it before me was from Richmond, so she was watching. I was watching.
Okay.
I love it. So, I mean, we have to ask, what do you feel about the current status of women's basketball right now?
I love it.
Yeah.
I love it.
Yep.
Yeah.
The amount of stories that we did about women's basketball, and I'm like, years ago, this would have never happened. And so I know a lot of people hate on Caitlin Clark. Feel how you feel about her, but it's undeniable what she's done.
She's amazing.
And the narrative that she shifted for women's basketball. And I think every player can acknowledge.
I got something to say.
Okay.
I don't have no issues with Caitlin Clark. Okay. I have no issues. I'm just gonna put it out there. I didn't know who she was until Angel Reese.
You didn't know what a double-double was either.
Okay, well, listen, a lot of us didn't. Right, y'all, on TikTok.
We were watching all the playoffs, okay? We were March Madness in here.
Yeah, I mean, I just think, like, when it comes down to that, it turned into a black and white thing. Yeah, and where I'm at right now, it's like, I worry about that, but when you elevate into higher heights and you really realize that, like, your people is your people. So, like, I kind of put that out of my mind. I just felt like she was getting a little more praise than Angel Reese, because I feel like Angel Reese was the reason why Caitlin Clark got the type of exposure that she did. She's a great basketball player. I'm not putting nothing like that against her, but Angel Reese is the one that actually put that, like, because when you think about it, men's football and basketball, they are the ones that are praised for being aggressive. With women, it's like, oh, they doing too much. Oh wait, act like a lady. Oh wait, like, and also they weren't getting the salaries that they deserved. Angel Reese, I feel like, is the first person that said what her salary was, and then the whole, that joint right there came. I don't know what it's called, the thing with G Unit, the guy that used to be with G Unit. Can't see me. She did that, and then Caitlin did it back. Nobody said nothing to Caitlin when she did it.
I get it.
But when Angel did it,
I don't
it was
think
a problem.
that there's one without the other.
It's a problem when I do it.
When I do it,
yeah,
I get you.
I don't think there's one without the other. Personally, like, because of the story. If Angel Reese wasn't there, if Caitlin Clark wasn't there, I don't think that moment would have taken off and would have gotten us to where we are right now with women's basketball. That's personally.
That's true.
But I'm gonna let you go.
I mean, do you feel
I'm gonna let you rock.
Go ahead. What you got to say?
So, absolutely, Angel Reese is in this conversation 1,000%. But when we're talking about exposure, right? Yeah. And I don't think that it would have been, without Caitlin Clark, I don't think that it would have been as hype with just an Angel Reese. And I'm not saying it should have been that way. I'm saying in the world we live in, and in the way that media and things and hype works, I think that the excitement came from both of them together. And so I guess that's to your point too. Yeah. One without the other, maybe not.
Wouldn't have worked.
Yeah. So as a person who don't know much about basketball, Caitlin Clark was ranking higher than Angel at this time. And I mean, like, in fame and points.
I don't know if there was that much fame. I mean, there was fame, but nobody was watching. Not the masses weren't watching women's basketball.
Right. That's it. Right. And so because of so much excitement around them both, people were like, oh, then what's the hype about women's basketball? And then they're both in the league, and now the Washington Mystics got to change their whole location of their game when they're playing Caitlin Clark because tickets sold out. Like, that has never happened.
Do you see more teams coming to the WNBA?
Yeah.
I think so too.
So that's gonna be it's a new team. It's a draft happening, I believe, in December.
Oh wow.
Yeah, to figure out who's gonna go to the new team. So it's exciting, and to me, I don't care how we got here, as long as we get here, and as long as we are moving toward getting women paid and what they deserve and closer to equal to men. Yeah, I don't care how we got here.
The WNBA needed a marketing moment.
They definitely did.
That's what they needed. I actually was having a conversation with a friend like some years ago, maybe during COVID, and was like, they need a marketing moment. Yeah. Something has to happen. Like, let me go ahead and apply for the WNBA and get on the marketing team and figure that out. And they got it.
Yeah. And I think the real person who came up off of this too is Flau'jae. Cause you rapping and you playing basketball and you good at both. Like, cause that kind of, I mean, I don't want to compare you two, but like, as somebody who's doing what you're doing, do you think you could also play basketball and do this as well?
Yeah.
Really?
I mean, they're so different.
And rap? You can do all three?
Spit a bar.
Okay.
No.
It's my first podcast.
Hey.
Okay. No,
Well, 16 count on us.
16 bars.
I mean, she's killing it. Flau'jae, I mean, she, watched her on the rap game.
I did too. That was my show.
Listen, when I'm like, she is in college, what?
Crazy to see her grown.
Yes.
I'd be like, that's not Flau'jae.
All
Stop.
the way grown. All the way grown. Yeah. I mean, I think if you got two passions, you can make anything work. Really.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Serial entrepreneurship.
Yeah. Her mom's her manager though too.
She is, and she does great.
She does a great job.
If you got a good mom, shout out to the moms. they are great managers because they're passionate about you. So they're going to make sure that your dreams come to life every time.
And that nobody is playing with you during that process.
No. Don't let them read a contract.
Okay.
Wait a minute. No, not my baby.
Yeah. All right. I want to do some rapid fire questions for Miss Autumn Childress. Because I want to loosen you up a little bit more than the wine. If my computer would work. They came up earlier.
I mean, you spilled the wine, so.
Good thing I already got them up here. Cool. You ready for this?
Ready for it.
What is your go-to news source outside of your own channel? Is this controversial?
Yeah, let's get that question.
We love a little controversy. You said we should have put that at the top of the hour.
Let's not start on that one. That one's not going to get me loose. That one's going to give me sense.
All right. Well, I guess these ain't loose questions.
Okay, let me hear some more.
Coffee or tea before going on air?
Coffee.
Who is your journalism hero?
Ooh. Okay. I would have to say Gayle King.
Gayle King.
She asked the question she needs to ask. I don't know if you watch her in the mornings.
Robert.
That's
all I got to say. That's all I got to say.
Listen, but who else was going to do that interview? If not Gayle King, then who?
Yeah, she did it.
She did that.
She did the interview.
She
keeps it real on air. She's professional, but she also gives you that black woman energy that I think black women need in the morning.
We need to be able to show up in our spaces.
As unapologetically us.
Love it.
And so when I wasn't on this shift, when I was on a regular 9 to 5, I would wake up with Gayle King every single morning.
Wow.
So yeah, that is my journalism hero.
Okay. What's the favorite interview you've conducted so far?
Okay, let me think. I don't want to be basic and say Tisha Campbell this morning.
Tisha Campbell is like,
who was your favorite?
That's pretty iconic.
Not basic.
That's pretty iconic. She was on Martin.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
I know you got a fire round, but we definitely got to talk about this.
Okay, because I don't typically fangirl. Right? I'm kind of past that.
Okay.
But when Tisha Campbell walked through the studio doors, I looked at my co-anchor Delaney. I said, "Oh my God, I'm fangirling." I said, "I'm fangirling on you. You know I don't act like this." I mean, but we grew up with her.
Right.
Yes.
She is black excellence.
Yeah.
And she was in my studio this morning.
Yeah. Yeah.
And came up and introduced us. And I said, "Can I give you a hug?" And she said, "Of course."
Oh,
I love it.
So that was sweet.
I love it when the stars absolutely are what you need from them. Just like, you're that black woman that I love to see. You're
especially
friendly. You're
this week.
Admiring.
I texted my sister. I said, "I need black women community this week," and that's just that. And so it ended.
And the Lord didn't show up for you.
Shout out to y'all.
It. Absolutely.
Shout out to y'all for being this for me this week. Oh man, seriously, I believe that. I
and you know, look. I've been talking about this for a minute.
Oh,
like when I first. Anyway, sorry. Anyways,
She will go off on a tangent.
I want to get off.
Okay, we'll get back to it after I finish my questions. Oh, which one I want to ask? Okay. This is not on here.
Okay.
But
ask your questions.
Is Autumn dating?
Oh, and next. Wow.
We'll see you after the break.
Okay, next.
No, I'm playing. I am dating.
Okay.
I'm dating.
Okay.
Like,
watch out now.
How do you?
I'm dating.
I got more questions. How do you date as Autumn Childress? Like, you're not on Tinder. You can't be.
But do a lot of people know? Like, because let's be real, the people your age, I know I got a couple of years, not too many years, not too much of me. Nonetheless.
She's 35.
Oh, wow.
Girl, you
34 in 11 months.
You'll be 35.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Wait, okay. I'll save my comment for later. I was like, what school do you go to? But I didn't want to do too much. I didn't want to do too much.
No, ma'am. Bachelor's and master's. Stop playing with me. With some years in my career. Hold on. But a lot of people our age or in our age group don't watch the news. So when you're dating, do they typically know that you're on the news?
That's interesting. I was on Hinge for like 3 months.
Okay.
And I ran into some really awkward situations with people that I had done stories with. And then I was like, I can't do this anymore. I can't do it anymore. Or like, my grandma loves you. And I'm like, so if I don't swipe right, your grandma gonna stop watching me? Because I can't lose a viewer over you. We can't do that.
Happening. I need all my viewers.
I need my viewers to come through. So I don't date in Richmond is my simple answer to that question.
Okay. Yeah. That's a good simple answer. Okay. I like it.
Or other people who are also somebody, so this doesn't really faze them.
I got you.
Fly her out, y'all. Fly her out.
I mean,
Okay, period.
I mean, hey,
If the card speaks.
she gonna be in Longwood this weekend. I'm just saying.
Girl, it's nobody in Farmville.
You know, I went to Ferrum College for like a year. Do you know what that is?
I've heard
Never
of it.
mind.
Where is it? No, wait. Where's Ferrum?
It's in Ferrum.
Nobody knows.
It's like an hour. Ferrum, Virginia.
Oh.
Yeah, it's in Virginia. Yeah, I know. It's like an hour away from Roanoke.
Okay.
No one knows what it is.
I've heard of Ferrum though.
But I met a lot of people who lived in Farmville there, so that's why. Yeah,
I love Farmville. That's no shade to Farmville. I'm just saying, dating wise, it's not.
it's.
you know.
Less than Richmond.
Yeah.
How do you think local news differs from national coverage in terms of impact and storytelling?
Yeah. Local news is, I believe, more impactful than national news because local news is where you get your solutions and you get to actually talk to your neighbors and take the concerns to the mayor to get them fixed. National news, I believe, is more so just so you're aware of what's going on. But it's really your local journalists who are making a difference. And so I think national news by far is more impactful than national.
This just came to my mind. So do you think, or have you heard that national news stories like pay to get on like national news? Like, okay, we'll take this story. Or,
No, I don't think that. But I believe in the integrity of journalism and I will until something convinces me otherwise. So no, I don't think people pay to put the news on.
Okay.
But I think it's just a general overview of, here are the things you missed in the country.
I got you.
But when it comes to, and we do these stories all the time, right? Say, for instance, there was a crash on Midlothian Turnpike and the neighbors are like, no, speeding is an issue here. No national outlet is going to come cover Midlothian Turnpike in
That's
Richmond.
true.
No one cares about that. But the local news, yes, we will go talk to the neighbors and we will go to the board of supervisors and say, hey, there have been 6 crashes here this month. What are you doing about this? And get actual solutions so that hopefully there can be change there. So, yeah.
I love it.
And it's a lot of people that, like, local people who have been on this podcast who I've also seen on the news. How I get on the news? Do I submit a story?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't need to be.
You need
on there.
something captivating.
I don't need to be there like in the next 6 months or anything. But like, if I needed to be on the news, how do I get there?
What do you want to be on the news for?
I want to promote the podcast.
Well, news is not a commercial.
Okay.
Is what I always say.
Okay.
We are not advertisement and we're not a commercial.
Okay.
Say that.
But we are a so what and how does this impact you? So if you have a so what and if you have a reason that people need to know you, then sure, send us an email.
Ooh.
She might have a
Send me
story
a
in about
DM.
6 months to a year.
Yeah.
It's pending, so, but it's probably coming.
Yeah.
Oh no, we got something to talk about.
Okay. Because my thing and what I truly believe my purpose is, going back to that, is telling stories of this community. So I love that. So if it's in a serious way.
Yeah,
if you
No,
have a
I'm
story-
not even joking.
Yeah.
There's some things that probably should be talked about, but it can't be talked about right now.
So in a serious way, once y'all talk about it, please,
My
let me
lawyer's
know.
coming up here next week to
Oh.
talk about it.
Oh. That sounds like a real something.
See, I told you there's some stuff
Okay.
brewing.
That sounds like a real something.
Litigation.
Oh, Lord have
Shout out
mercy.
to litigation. Anyways.
Not
But everything is
litigation.
great. Everything is amazing. Like, God is so good. I just feel like I live life just in the wind. So I don't know if you know too much about me, but I've recently retired. And I live life like there's no tomorrow. So my job, I used to be an ICU nurse. I still am a nurse. But so I still work like once a month at the hospital. And as an ICU nurse, you see a lot of people who can't do stuff for themselves. Like, and a lot of people take that for granted. Like, you wake up every morning, you brush your teeth, you take a shower, you do your hair. A lot of people can't do that. I'm happy just to like get up, put my feet on the ground, whether it's carpet or whatever, wherever I wake up in my house or in my mama's house, whatever. I'm just happy to be there. Like, I'm just happy to be able to brush my own teeth, comb my own hair. So that's where I'm at right now. Like, everything is divine. So that's why I say every single connection that I make is written. Like, it was supposed to happen. I don't know who wrote it, but
It was
supposed
God.
to. It's supposed to. It's
God wrote it.
God wrote it, or the spirit guides or whatever. How do you feel about manifestation, affirmations, speaking things to existence, and has that if you do believe in it, has it worked for you?
Oh, absolutely. Your words have power. And I remind myself of that every single day because I'm speaking so many words to thousands of people every day. So I'm mindful that everything I say can come to fruition because I've seen it happen in my own life. And so I believe that. Everything that I want, I speak that. Everything that I am, I've spoken that. And so I will continue to do that. And manifestations, I don't know if I use that terminology. Right. I just say I'm speaking life over my life. I'm speaking life over you in your retirement, whatever that means. I love that for you.
Thank you.
And so I believe that you have a path written for you already. Some of these connections are going to lead you to where exactly you want to go.
Why I feel like I want to cry when I'm talking to you?
I don't know.
Wow.
Why I feel like you're just so wise? Like,
I don't know.
you 27, but like you 59.
Okay, wow. Hold on.
How 59 am I both?
Because you're wise.
Can we just say like 43? I don't
No, you like 100.
59 is like almost 60.
Yeah.
Has anyone ever told you you've been here before, though?
Okay, well,
yeah.
I listen to old folk music.
Okay.
What's what old folk music? Tell me.
Luther Vandross, Anita Baker, Williams.
Oh,
you've been here before. You've been here before.
Lionel Richie.
Okay.
I don't know about this young folk music.
You don't listen to...
Mine is Raw Wave. I know that's so random.
I love Raw Wave.
I'm going to Raw Wave concert. I know that's so random.
I've been,
I love
him.
So maybe I have been here before.
Yeah.
Maybe I have been before. But yeah, I connect with the older folk, I think.
You connect with the older people.
Yeah.
So who do you hang out with? Like
My mama.
Really?
Yeah.
Your mom?
Yeah. She's the coolest person I know. And she actually just turned 60. So when you're like, I'm 59 and she's 60.
What?
Yeah.
That's crazy. When it comes to hanging out with mama, cause I like to say, well, this is true. My mama lived with me. I don't live with my mama. My mama she moved in my house. I bought a new construction house. She was selling her house. Instead of her getting an apartment, I was like, why don't you just move in my house? Because I was a travel nurse at this time. I wasn't there anywhere. I'm like, you should just... And I've learned so much from her about myself. Like, it's crazy when you... Because a lot of people, honestly, in our community are not close to their parents sometimes. Like, to the point where they would live with them. Not close isn't really... But close is when some people like, I can't live with my mom. I can't. She too much. Is that... Like, do you feel like you've learned who you are? Like from it, like, do you feel like y'all act alike, or is it like an opposites attract type of situation?
We look alike. I don't know if you've seen my mother.
No,
we look alike, but we don't act alike. We are very different in how we act. But
I haven't seen her recently. I saw like an older picture.
I'll show you a picture. Because I told her the other day, I was like, God really got lazy with us. Like, he just really copied and pasted. He didn't even put no thought into this.
No, he said, this is already perfection. Okay. Let me go ahead and double that. Double it down. That's what he said.
C.
I love it.
Control V.
Love it.
Did she play basketball too?
She did not. No. She was a cheerleader. But, you know, we're very different in how we act, but I think our thinking is the same. And so because I respect who she is as a person and where she's been in life, and I really think she's one of like the best people that I've ever met. She's the best person I've ever met. I love hanging out with my mama. Okay. Like, I love it. And I think it's interesting now being an adult, hanging out with your parents versus like being a kid.
Different. Oh my gosh.
Right? Like, I don't need you to pay for stuff for me. So now when we hang out, like, it can just be...
Hold on.
Friendship?
Still let your mama pay for you a few
No, she
things.
still pay.
Okay, I'm just saying.
We went to get Mexican
because I still let my mama pay for a few
things. And the lady was like, together or separate? And she was like, separate. And I'm like, why would you say that?
If my mom ever said separate, I would be very happy. Shout out to my mama, because most of the time I pay when we go out, just because I appreciate my mama. But I would really like for my mama to pay for me.
Mary, if you're listening.
Mary don't pay.
Hey, Mary. I don't know you, Mary, but hey.
Because y'all spoiled. Like, you just got 2 bathrooms done at your house.
Oh, wow. Yes. You about to tell my spoilness.
12 bands.
Wow.
Yeah.
When is the housewarming?
Oh, we having Friendsgiving.
We're having Friendsgiving. You are absolutely invited. You can come through. Yes. If you're in town next Saturday, you can absolutely come through. I will not give my location. Okay. Nonetheless, I've been in the house since 2018, but I was doing some bathroom renovations. Didn't mean to do it. She's telling how spoiled I am. Yeah. So I was doing like $1,000 project and then looked up and they were like $12,000. So my parents footed half the bill. Let's just be clear.
Mary, I hope you're listening.
6'6",
Just in case.
6,000. I just want y'all to understand that
Just
was still
because they love you?
6,000.
Yeah.
Wow.
But I am also the only child. They are set up very nice. They both retired. When I tell you financial literacy runs deep in my family and my household, it does. So very thankful, very blessed.
Yes.
Nonetheless,
Love that for
6,000
you.
came out of both of our bank accounts.
That's
Well, that's beautiful.
But it's
now you got
beautiful.
2 new bathrooms.
Love them.
That's love.
I tell you, I walk on them every day, and I'm like, thank you, Lord.
I'm gonna come to the Friendsgiving just to see the bathroom.
Absolutely,
No, I'm playing.
through.
That's dope.
She
I
said,
love
I'm
that.
just coming to the bathrooms, and I'm out, y'all. I got my plate, and I'm out.
we a vibe. You want to stay for a while. Yeah, you want to stay.
Okay.
You want to eat or something, you know. Who are you with when you love yourself the most?
Ooh.
See, we asked the real. I don't know what other podcasts y'all been on. We asked the real questions over here because I
Who
got
am I
things I
with?
want to know.
When I love myself the most. Am I allowed to say myself?
Absolutely.
Yeah, I think that's a cop out,
Oh.
but I'm gonna let you do it. I'm gonna let you say it.
Okay.
Besides yourself, because that's a given.
Besides myself.
Besides yourself
Okay.
and God, because
Right.
those are
Because
given.
I'm looking at this beautiful. I'm like, I
Ooh.
love this. It's family for
Yeah,
me.
okay.
I love that.
It really is.
Yeah.
Because I think family is the only time where I can truly take it off
Mm.
and no one is thinking about TV. Nobody cares. That's not even a thought. And I can just be my most authentic self, which is very silly. I just want to listen to music.
Okay.
I just want to listen
Turn
to
on
Jaheim.
that Luther Vandross.
Okay,
Ooh.
Luther, Jaheim. That's
Okay, I'm
who
bringing
I
you
want
around
to
my
be.
mama. I'm bringing you around my mom. I'll tell you
Yeah.
that story later.
Okay. I just want to play games and laugh and be silly. I'm goofy. And I feel like that's really the only space that I've found that I can just be that. And that's the me that I love the most.
Wow.
That is so sweet. I love
out
it.
to the family.
See, that was a good answer.
That was an
a good
amazing
answer.
That's my
answer.
truth.
That's your truth.
That is my
but
truth.
Yeah.
That was an amazing answer. Yeah. Go ahead.
I'm switching gears a little bit, throwing it back to
Can I
financial
have that?
literacy. We don't know. We don't really trust you.
Can
with
you
the
hide
wine.
your laptop?
Right, hide everything. The phone, the couch. I mean, we got to get rid of everything.
I don't even need a
For
laptop
everyone
for this
listening,
interview.
because I know we're gonna have this on Apple as well. She dropped 2 glasses.
Not too
of
much.
wine
Not too much. Not too much. Not too much.
before
Not-
we got started. Nonetheless,
I didn't get it on you, right? See, there we go.
she's
Or
over
you,
there.
did I get it on
Nope.
you?
I'm clear over
All right,
here.
then let's do it.
In the name of financial literacy, what was your first relationship with money? Like, what's the first memory you have with money?
I love
Oh
that
my
question.
gosh. So I just had this conversation with a friend
Good. I love
about
it.
why I don't think it's going to go the direction
It's
y'all
okay.
crazy.
Listen.
Of why money has been such a like touchy subject
Okay.
for me. I was a D1 athlete.
Yeah.
So in college, everything was paid for. Every meal, every outfit.
Did you know that? That happens?
D1.
Yeah.
Let's talk. I mean,
Let's talk
we can
about
jump back and talk about the fact that I think Virginia State is
Yeah, you were.
D2.
D2. It ain't the same.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've heard about the stories, but it's not the same D1 versus
Listen,
D2.
I
But
love I
go
love
ahead.
Virginia State, but like as a basketball player, so every single meal from morning to night is paid for. Wow. We go on trips, the hotel is paid for, the meals are paid for, our shoes are paid for, our clothes, pretty much the sweats, that's all paid for.
Okay.
So I had no concept of like money really, until I got into the real world. And I was like, wait a minute, so y'all not paying for my food in real life? No, like you have to pay for your own stuff. And so I feel like because I was brought up that way, being an only child and being spoiled,
Yep.
and then going to college and being privileged, thank God, but that is a very privileged mindset of not having to think about where the next thing is coming from.
Yeah.
Reality hit
Yeah.
on that 27,000, my first job out of
Oh,
college.
okay.
Like,
I
wait
got
a
you.
minute.
I
Yeah.
got you.
Right.
This is all I get?
right. That's
Where's
all.
the
That's
rest of
it.
it?
So you didn't learn like budgeting or
No, I
saving
didn't have
or
a
the difference
reason
between
to.
credit or debt.
No.
Okay, I got you.
I had no reason to.
I got you.
because there was
Everything
nothing to
was
save
done for
for.
you.
So how has this journey been in the past, I guess, like 5 years, 5, 6 years, right?
It's been real. It's been very real. Inflation is crazy right now.
Yeah.
And so I still feel like I'm learning every single day. I feel like I'm learning. And so, just got a promotion, just got a raise, praise
Shout
God.
out to promotion.
Whoa.
My mom always said, is that a shout out? Is that a praise?
It's a clap.
It's a clap. Okay. So it doesn't matter. If you're not good with money, it don't matter how much money you make. If you're not good with money, you're just not good with money. Okay. So it's been a very real thing of learning, how do I make sure that not just I'm good, but the people coming behind me are good. It's been a real thing. It's been a whole thing. And I think because of that privilege, I guess, of being a college athlete, it kind of was delayed a little bit.
Okay.
So it's been 7 years of figuring it out.
Of learning.
Yeah.
And
I love learning it though.
Yeah.
I love learning it. Because I'm like, if I learned it, I can teach somebody else how to do it.
You're still young though.
I know.
Like,
that's what
it's not that
That's
bad.
why I'm looking at you like,
Yeah. No, but I'm glad you're at least willing to learn because there's a lot of people who get to 35, 40 that still haven't learned and are like, I need my next paycheck tomorrow, today, actually.
I mean, most people don't become financially literate until their 40s. Like, is what statistically wise. So you're like way ahead of the game. Yeah. That's why I'm like, just the fact that you're talking about it is like amazing.
The fact that you just had that conversation is
just had it. And it was interesting because I'm like, I'm so self-aware and I'm constantly like trying to figure out the why of me constantly. Like, why do you do this? Why do you act like this? Like, what is it? And so when it came to money, talking about that conversation, I'm like, oh, wait, it's because there was limitless everything. Yeah. If I wanted more in college, I would just go ask a coach for more.
How does it feel?
That's not how real life works.
How does it feel to be God's favorite? Just wondering. But I just noticed too, we're all only kids. You're an only child. You're an only child. Yeah. I'm an only child.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy.
That is crazy. Do you want, so if you want kids, I don't know if you want kids, do you want to only have one child or do you want multiple?
I have not thought about it.
Haven't thought about it. Good.
Yeah, ain't even.
Don't keep that away from me.
I want 5.
I haven't thought about it. Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I want 5 babies.
When do you want to start?
I mean, I'm 31, so hopefully I can find somebody to marry by like next February.
Like the one coming up?
Yeah.
Okay.
Like 2025.
Okay.
I'm
Virginia is for lovers for you, apparently.
I mean,
February is crazy.
I've been having
3 months just in case you needed a.
I mean, I'm dating.
Oh, okay. Good. Yeah.
So like, I'm feeling good about it.
You're off the market?
No.
Okay. Just dating around.
I'm just dating.
Okay.
Yeah.
Had to let the people know, just in case. Just in case.
Hot take. Ain't nobody put a ring on my finger yet.
Oh. But 5 kids.
5 kids.
You're crazy.
Cause I grew up as an only child, and well, I mean, y'all had more freedom than me. My mama was like real strict. I was very sheltered as a child. Like, I could not go outside. Like, so I guess I'm wondering too. Like, how was it being an only child for you? Like, did you have cousins and people around you that you could? Because like, as somebody who's speaking publicly all the time, you had to have practice somewhere. Like, somebody had to want to hear your opinion on stuff when you was a baby.
That's crazy you say that. No, I was so shy. And that's why this whole thing is like, I know this is God, because this is not just me who I am innately. This is not me. I am so shy. I don't like talking. I'm such an introvert.
Wow.
People don't believe me when I say that. I'm like, I promise you, I really am shy. Like,
I'm just really sitting here looking at y'all like,
I mean,
I am not the typical only child at all.
What do you mean by that?
Well, I've heard her talk. I'm hearing y'all right now. I'm super outgoing.
Oh yeah.
Was as a child super bossy, super like, why is she's doing the most? So it's interesting to hear the other side of everything.
Yeah. But I mean, I had playing basketball. That's really where all my time went. So I was always around teammates, coaches, other players, things like that. So
yeah. I mean, you don't. I can see if you say you were just real chill. Like, you got like if you were a rapper. One of my favorite rappers right now she real chill. Her name is Anicia or something like that. I don't know, but like, she rap, but it's like she ride the beat like it's real chill. But like, I love it because she not like, here I go, like, but it's like, it's not like Glorilla where it's like 9 a.m., 7 p.m., Friday. It's not like, I love Glorilla, but like, it's real, like, she'll ride the beat. And that's how you seem, like, just chill. Like, people like to be around you because of who you are, not necessarily what you have to offer, but just because, like, you're a good time.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
I received that.
Because It's a mirror. I'm the same way. I feel that way.
You know her better than me, and you're laughing. So what does that mean?
No.
We just had a whole, before you came, we had a whole podcast, and she just told me how I be doing too much a lot. She told me that I'm a lot to handle, which is why I have no friends.
Sometimes, wait, that is what I said. Oh my God. Then I'm like, whoa, I was reading you. And some other people will have to vouch for this. Yeah. But Brianna has a lot of energy. Like, over the top. Sometimes you're like, wait a minute, can you like bring it down here? Yeah, I think how you grew up and everything just plays a part into. I'm not about to get into your life.
I'm going to disagree, but anyways, because I absolutely love when the sorority girls come and the fraternity men come.
There you go.
Because I just like, y'all so cool to me. I never got that experience, but like I've seen Stomp the Yard and like I've seen ATL where, you know, like it's glamorized. What I've since learned is that I thought that you guys were, and I say this analogy a lot, I thought that like SG Row, aka Delta, Zeta, and all of the other sororities were like all branches of the same tree, but I've since been told that y'all just all different trees.
Right.
And I can't lump nobody together. I can't confuse, like, it's disrespectful to confuse one for the other. Like, I didn't know, it's almost like a secret society. Like, but I love it because y'all, and you're the second Delta I've had up here. The first Delta I've had is Sheriff Irving. Shout out to Sheriff Irving.
Shout out to Sheriff.
Yeah, she
hold on, wait, let me keep it cool. Yeah.
Wait a minute. Shout out.
Well, because I gotta remember that I am a public figure and I do stories with her, so I can't do too much.
Okay.
But for the affiliation with Delta Sigma Theta,
with Delta,
yes.
Look, she was so cool. When oh man, how does it feel? Like, what made you join Delta? Because it's a ton of ones you could have joined. I know they all have different missions and stuff.
So you're doing great. You're doing great. Okay. She's like, I know I gotta be cautious with everything.
I'm like, I done been talked to about it. What made you pick Delta?
I am the 7th Delta in my family. 7th completion. And so I feel like I wrapped the circle up. But outside of just family affiliation, when you look at Deltas, you just see something a little bit different than all the rest of them. Okay. And so, I mean, you know the history. Sorry to any AKAs watching, but you know the history, right? It was one. It was Alpha Kappa Alpha.
Okay.
And then my founders of Delta Sigma Theta Sorority Incorporated, they branched off and created a different tree. They didn't branch off and stay
I didn't know.
They branched off and made a different tree.
So Deltas were AKA. Deltas are like
they were in.
You about to get into a hot subject.
Okay, all right.
But go ahead. No. Ask the question.
Deltas wanted to be more service oriented.
Gotcha.
And so our focus and our mission really is sisterhood and service and scholarship. Right. And so when I look at the powerful women in my life and the powerful women that I see represented in my life, one thing they have in common is they're Black, and the other thing is that they're Deltas. And so when I got to Longwood University, I knew that Delta was what I wanted to do, but I needed to see it more in action, and even just on campus, that's who I aligned with the most.
I got you.
It's typically an alignment. Well, it better be an alignment.
Right.
Like
it's a lifetime commitment.
It's a lifetime commitment, so you
aligned.
have to choose something that fits with you and your values. And I mean, everything doesn't fit. It chooses.
And it's no shade to any of the other ones. Like, I think it's this misconception that we all like have this big beef. Not at
That's
all.
the same thing that Sheriff Irvin said. I don't know nothing about no beef.
Yeah.
So
it's none of that. Like,
it's
if
news
that's a
to me.
misconception, it's none of that.
I thought
like,
y'all was all kumbaya.
We have some
we
in
are.
adulthood.
Yeah.
There's some friendly beefs.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like
I
in
got you.
college,
I understand.
They're not so friendly.
Yeah. At the end of the day, we're all pushing to move the Black community forward.
Okay.
Right. So at the end of the day, if you're doing that in your path and I'm doing that in my path, as long as we're trying to get to the same path, it does not matter. Right.
Yeah.
Deltas, I think, just do it a little bit differently.
Oh.
It's a burn in me. It's a burn in me. I'm joking.
Love it.
They do it well. And
Well,
shout
what
out
are
to
you-
Sigma
are you-
Gamma Rho Sorority
okay.
Incorporated. It is November, so shout out to Rovember.
Okay. Period.
I was like, this isn't my interview, and I'm not going to step on toes.
Why y'all didn't tell me?
I'm not going to step on toes.
That we were in the midst of other D9.
But
It's all love.
I love the Deltas.
Okay, and I love
just
the
went to
Rose.
my cousin's wedding, literally, and she's a Delta. And when I tell you they showed out,
Okay. Did they sing the Sweetheart song?
oh, but they did everything. It was They showed out, and I was like, y'all better go ahead.
Man, them strolls be fine.
Listen, it's all love. It really is.
It is.
Yeah.
Like, and not all jokes aside, it really is all
Yeah,
love.
yeah.
Ain't nobody worried about
Were
that.
you strolling in college?
I strolled a little bit. I was a lot of 4, so if I didn't stroll, it was like a little bit off balance. Yeah, so yeah, we did our thing.
What number were you?
I was 4. I was
Okay.
the tail. I was the tail.
The
Silver
tail.
Lining was my line name.
Silver Lining.
Thank you.
I
What's
love
your line
it.
name?
We can't talk about that
Okay.
on live. No. That's a different story.
Okay, we'll move on.
All right, so since this has been a bit of a controversial question in the last 12 hours, this is the equivalent of knowing a Negro spiritual. Do you know what the Proud family is?
Yeah.
I just had to check. Because
every single day, you know.
Do y'all hear this voice? Keep going.
now that
Acting like a fool.
Look,
You
if this
know, loving
news-
every single thing you
if
do.
this news thing don't work out for you,
Your family.
Hey.
Your family.
Proud family.
Okay.
My voice is not as good as Autumn's.
Go push
That's
your
why I was like, let
buttons.
me.
Yeah.
You sing too?
No.
You carried
mean,
a note. You definitely.
I can carry a note.
Yeah, I love it.
If you need a background vocalist, I can carry the note for you. I ain't gonna do
Now
the
she
vocal.
about to
well,
make
okay, you already
the
know.
intro.
You
The
already know
intro
we
to
gotta
the
do it. You already
pod.
know we gotta do it.
Autumn. Stop
Now, look,
playing.
when you go back out and hang with Gail and Oprah, I don't need you calling me or your team calling me about the copyright. But if you want, look, now I'm gonna leave this up to you. If you want to say, thank you for listening to Conversations Unearthed, and this is Autumn Childress. Good night. Now this is up to you if you want to say that or not. I didn't
Okay.
force you to say nothing, but if you want to say it, you can go ahead and say it in a nice voice.
Okay. So thank you for listening to Conversations Unearthed. This is Autumn Childress.
Hey!
You done messed up the. We're gonna come back to that. Hold on,
I just
because
have
we
to
gotta
make sure I
sign
have
off
the
of it.
script right. All right.
No, you got
You
the script
did-
right.
you
You
did-
got it right. It's
You
gonna
did
be
it perfect. What
It's
did-
gonna be perfect.
What did you miss? I
No,
mean, was
no.
something
It
that
was you
happened?
shouting in the middle
No, I'm
of it.
sorry. I
Like
just
we
get
can't even
excited.
get the full. That
got
is
excited.
the energy.
It's all right.
The energy up here.
I get so excited.
Okay, so we always finish off with
Yes.
one. You got to shout out all your social medias,
Yeah.
everything,
How
so
can we
everybody
follow
knows
you? How can we support you?
all of that.
Okay. On Instagram, that's where I am the most. Autumn Childress TV. That's my Instagram. Twitter, it's Childress TV. LinkedIn is just Autumn Childress. Or if you have a story idea that you'd like us to pursue, Childress at WRIC.com.
Okay.
Story, not promo.
I have a
Okay.
story.
Telling me.
I got a
about
story. I'm gonna email you.
it. Okay. Please
Yeah.
do.
I will.
Okay.
Oh, and what my we always end up. I got. Two
I'm like,
things.
wait a minute,
No,
it's your show?
because I'm like so excited. But anyways, now I got two things. I want to mix it up a little bit.
Okay.
For we always end off with our favorite quote. If you have a favorite quote, if not, it's okay. You done dropped a lot of gems since you've been here, so it's cool. And I also want to say like, all right, what books we're reading right now. If we're reading it, are you?
I'm reading a book.
Okay, cool.
Okay.
So I'll start. Dang, I need a new quote, but I'm gonna stick with what I got. My favorite quote is by Dr. Seuss, and it is, "You have to be odd to be number one."
Oh, I love it.
Isn't that cool?
I love it.
It's like a play because you got to be, because the number one is odd, but like you got to be odd. You know what
I
I'm
love
saying?
it.
And the book that I'm reading right now is The 7 Husbands of Evelyn Hugo.
What's that about?
It's amazing. So it's I'm gonna try to
Summarize it.
it. It's just about this woman, and she done put fire up under me. So like, she basically sees sex is very transactional. Like, she's only giving it up if it's gonna
Help her.
end up, like if it's gonna lead to something big. So it's loosely based on Elizabeth Taylor. So she is this actress. Her name is Elizabeth something. She's like Latin, but she changed it to Elizabeth Hugo to be more marketable. And she's the most gorgeous woman in Hollywood. And she literally has sex with a man. She married the first man that she knew was leaving because she grew up like super poor, poverty. I mean, like eating rice every meal, like she just grew up in poverty. She found out this man was going to Hollywood, so she married him and had sex. And then when she got to Hollywood, she left him and then started dating a man who ran a movie studio. He ended up like,
This is not the short version.
this is not a short version. I'm
But it's
sorry.
okay.
But anyways, now we on husband number 5, where the book that I'm at, and everything has been transactional. Now it's to the point where she is in love with a woman, and this is back in the 60s, so like it's illegal to, you know, for two women to date. So it's like now she's marrying men just so she can stay out of the news, because they keep reporting that she gay and like she's not trying to get locked up. So that's where I'm at right now. It's just a story of power, women empowerment. Like I'm not promoting having sex with nobody to get what you want. However, it's just saying, like, if you want it, you got to go get it. Maybe not by having sex, but like the opportunity is there.
Okay, I love that.
It's a good book. It's amazing. And I don't even read fiction. Like, my favorite book is Rich Dad Poor Dad, and that's nonfiction about building wealth, investing in real estate. That's my favorite book. But this one might be top 2, not 2.
Interesting. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool. Nah, I've read the book.
You recommended the book.
I did recommend the book, and it's really good. Like, it's extremely good.
It's good.
I actually, because I'm about to tell y'all about, well, I don't even know what happens in this book that I'm about to tell y'all about, but I've actually just been going to TikTok and pulling like, these are y'all book recommendations, because I'm always reading motivational books, and I'm like, wait, I need to like loosen it up a little bit. So I was like, what y'all reading out here? And that's really how I found like so many books that I've been reading lately. Favorite quote, I'm gonna switch it up one of these episodes. Yeah. But this is what it is, and it takes me everywhere I need to go.
Let's say it together. No, I'm just playing.
You know what? She makes fun of my favorite quote, but I love my favorite quote.
It's a good quote.
It's an African proverb. Each one teach one, each one reach one, until all are taught. Wow. Because I love pouring into others. I love just talking to others and learning from others and then pouring into others. That's just me. That's to my heart. But I think I'm gonna switch it up and have a few quotes to just pull out of my bag. As far as my favorite book, well, the books that I'm reading, I just finished Millionaire Next Door. That's a good one. Very much talking about how millionaires in America got to where they are and what they're actually doing. What is there? It's not the most like exciting book to read, I'm gonna be honest. Okay. But I did finish it because I wanted to see how millionaires are truly living, like the ones that are next door. And it taught me so much. It taught me so much. But the other book that I'm actually reading right now is You Made a Fool of Death with Your Beauty. And I'm enjoying it so far. I'm still in the beginning.
What a title.
I'm going to have to check that one out, too.
Yeah, I'm still in the beginning, but I'm enjoying it.
Very good.
Yeah.
Okay, my quote, we've already mentioned it. Romans 8:28. It's not a quote, it's a scripture.
Oh, yeah.
You know, all things work together for good to those who love God, to those who are called according to his purpose. I live by that every single day of my life. And so that's just what I live by. My book that I'm reading is Atomic Habits.
Oh, I love that book. I love that.
I know I'm kind of late to the game, but I need to habit really stack or whatever you're talking about. So yeah, that's what I'm reading.
That's
now.
a good one.
That's a good one. I actually bought the hard copy of that book, and I don't even buy hard copies. Yeah. I read on my phone. I'm a Kindle girl.
I need to read the hardcover. I have a whole bookmark. I'm like, I ain't had a bookmark since elementary school, but it just feels different for me.
I can't do it either.
I cannot do a hard copy anymore. When I tell you write on this book, Libby, and then it goes to my Kindle, and I just be right on my phone reading.
So a hard copy makes me feel like accomplished because I'm scrolling on my phone constantly, so I feel like I'm accomplishing something different.
And you're able to check out.
Copy,
you're able to check out.
Yeah, I'm able to check out. Right, like I won't see a notification of who texted me if I put my phone away and just read a book. I love that.
Interesting.
This has been amazing, you guys.
Good. I'm so glad you came.
I really appreciate this.
Good, man.
I really do.
You got to come back.
Yeah,
you got to come back. We got some people circling back. Next season, season 3. This is season 2. So you're in the 4th quarter. We wrapping up this year. Okay. And it's a few. I'm bringing a few of my favorite people back. So you'll be in. We'll be reaching. I have my team reach out to your team.
My team is just me. Don't get it twisted.
Same.
I run my social media. So
that's crazy. Like y'all be really running your social media, man. That's crazy.
It's so much. Maybe because I don't like being on social media, to be honest.
And you got the blue check too. I ain't think the blue checks be running their social media.
Dang, that's crazy.
That's crazy. Anyways, we go ahead and wrap it up. Thank y'all so much for listening. Definitely, this is the time where I want to give you your flowers. Thank you for being you. Thank you for taking the time out to come on and show, tell your story, show how passionate you are, and just be an amazing individual with an amazing story to tell that will help somebody. We don't know who this is going to reach, but somebody's going to hear your story and be like, I can do that because I seen her do that. And it's like, this is good. Like, I'm feeling really good. I'm feeling really light right now. Like, this is a good episode.
I agree.
I can appreciate
and
this.
And thank you for everything you're doing for the community. Because, I mean, there's definitely little girls that are looking up to you that are like, oh my God, I want to be like her, because we need more representation. So thank you for that.
I received that. Thank you both for saying that. And to anyone listening and to anyone who watches every morning, thank you. And I'm cheering for you always. And I know that it's my calling and my purpose to be right here. So I know that there is somebody who will benefit from this. Amen. So thank you for giving me this space. This has been amazing.
Yes, and y'all, this is her first podcast.
It's my first podcast, but I love it.
You won't ever forget this.
Mic sound.
You like this?
I like this.
The sound quality is the reason why I got the studio. You know, because at first we was using the $20 mics from Amazon, but you know what I'm saying, we started getting better guests. So I couldn't keep bringing people to my house, but anyways, I love y'all. Thank y'all for listening. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Tell your friends, tell your mama, tell your daddy. We accept all types of, what's it called, subscribers. Good night. That was good.
That was amazing.
How you feel? You have fun?
Good.
Hey.
Yes.
I'm so glad you had a good time.
Hi everybody. Wow, it was a lot of people.
Really?
That's
on here.
Oh, it's people on here too.
Wow.
Peace, y'all. Oh, you got 227 likes. That's amazing.
Wow.
All right, let me.
I used to watch your mom every morning on Channel 8, and I'm watching you. You're doing her all.
Aww. Shout out to you.
Thank you, Autumn. Really appreciate it.
Bye, y'all.
And we're logging out.